It really be 4 a.m. and I really should sleep, but I don't know, man. I'm not gonna sleep. If you didn't see, we had Cinema-Con today, and we got a lot of news. But you probably know what news I want to focus on. We got news on Beyond the Spider-Verse, and we got news on Spider-Man 4. So I want to sit here, I want to yap about it, I want to talk about it for a bit, and just talk about the images, what we've seen, and what my thoughts on them are. Okay, so let's start off with Beyond the Spider-Verse. First of all, they announced the release date. They announced I'll be releasing June 4th, 2027, which I guess makes sense because 4 years after Across the Spider-Verse released. So yeah, I can see that. It's not too bad of a gap, I guess. I think, to me, the big issue with that is, like, they then go on to describe it as being bigger and bolder than the previous two movies. And with a 4-year gap, and with how much work Across the Spider-Verse took, and then with a 4-year gap, plus the fact that, the animation, the animators have been undoubtedly crunched, and we know Phil and Chris are not very good leads, it's safe to say I'm a little concerned. I really hope this film turns out good, and I hope all the animators are safe and protected, but I am a little concerned that the behind the scenes of this movie are going to be really, really rocky. And that would suck to see for a movie that is so anticipated and so highly looked forward to. And then what I really want to focus on is the footage reveal. So, Discussing Film tweeted, the first footage from Beyond the Spider-Verse reveals Miles and Gwen reuniting, plus Miles fighting the Prowler before going on an adventure with him. The animation style had some innovative new techniques as well. So, I don't really like, and this will be furthered by by the images that were released during the panel, I don't really like that they're already showing Miles and Gwen reuniting, because that feels like such a major moment. Across the Spider-Verse sets up a major rift in their relationship, and establishes a major rift in their relationship, and I feel like with Beyond the Spider-Verse, it makes sense to kind of have them have some time apart, and kind of market that movie as something where, will they reunite? Will they won't? Like, we know they're gonna reunite, but I feel like keeping it kind of, on your toes with it, would have been a better idea. So the fact that we're already seeing, like, the scenes where they reunite is just kind of disappointing to me. I don't know, it's something about it just feels off. Like, I don't know, I don't like that they're just already showing them, yeah, Miles and Gwen are back together, here you go, guys, here's what you wanted. I would have preferred they save that. If they really did want to market it, I would have preferred they saved that for when the film is actually close to releasing. It especially bothers me that this is the very first thing we're seeing. This is the very first piece of, well, not information, but the very first screenshots, videos, well, not videos, screenshots, like, images, whatever, that we're seeing from this film. Like, unless it's, like, the Across the Spider-Verse situation, which I don't think it will be, where, like, that footage of Miles and Miguel, or like Miguel chasing Miles, wasn't in the film. Unless it's like that, which I very much don't think it will be. All of this will be in the film. So I don't like that we're already kind of, establishing that Miles and Gwen are reunited, especially when it should be such a big moment. And I feel like a bit of that impact is going to be lost because we already know it's going to happen. And it's just going to be like, it especially makes me worried that it might be like really early into the film, when it realistically should be at least the midpoint of the film. At least. No earlier than that. Because I feel like you need to build up that impact, that kind of urgency, and then have it really hit. So if the fact they're already showing it makes me feel like, this is going to be really early into the film. Which is not really what I'd want. And then the stuff with, like, the Prowler, okay, I will admit, the animation and, like, well, the images we got like 5 images, all of it looks really good. Clearly, like, they're keeping the vibrancy of the film, they're keeping the style, the intertwined styles we love. I think, with the image of Miles and Gwen, I can't tell what reality they're in, but I think it's Hobie's. I think it's Hobie's reality. Oh no, it's definitely Hobie Reality, actually, yeah, because it's, I just noticed literally while recording that the big band is in the background. So that's Hobie's Reality, which is really interesting to see. And of course, Prowler looks great. The fight between Prowler and Miles looks great. Like, undoubtedly, the stills look awesome. We know this movie is probably going to be visually on par with the other two, if not more on par. Well, not more on par, if not more impressive than the other two. My issue is just, like, please treat your animators well. please give them the respect and, time they deserve to craft this movie. I really hope that the 2027 date means that they are getting that time, and it doesn't mean that they are going to literally kill these animators, because I still can't believe they were planning to release this literally last year in March, because that's insane. This movie would have just been Phil and Chris reading off of a script for like half an hour. And I'm pretty sure the script wasn't even done by that time, which is even funnier. So I don't even know what this movie would have been. I don't know what it would have been if it had released last year. To recap with Beyond the Spider-Verse, I am excited for it, but I'm also very skeptical. I think visually, it looks great. Visually, it looks great, but I'm just scared that, the writing might take a hit. Or, again, the animation, the crunching and all that. But I am just a little worried, a little skeptical about how this is going to all wrap up. But regardless, I'm excited. Let's move on to Spider-Man 4, because we didn't get as much news for Spider-Man 4. We already knew that it was going to come out July 31st, 2026. We knew that. But we officially got a title. Brand New Day. We got a title and a logo. I think this looks great. I genuinely do. I think, like, they could maybe work on the subtitle. Not like the title itself, but like the fonting, because it does look a little out of place next to the Spider-Man logo, which I think the Spider-Man logo, peak. It's peak. I love the I love the new logo they've got. It looks great. It looks genuinely great. It looks amazing. It looks spectacular. Because whatever other fucking Spider-Man subtitle reference I can fit in, I love it. I hope this is the logos they stick with. It shows that this really establishes to me that this film is going to be different. That they're going to take a new leap with this film, that it's going to stand out, especially compared to the previous films. I'm excited. I am ready. I hope I just hope that the Brand New Day part gets a little more adjusted to fit the rest of the logo. But other than that, I really love the new Spider-Man logo. I hope that's what they stick with. Now, the Brand New Day title is interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's interesting, because the reason it's interesting is because that is the title used in the comics after One More Day ends. That is, post One More Day, the first title used is Brand New Day, which shows that there's a chance this movie might be based off of Brand New Day. Well, not a chance. It shows this movie will probably take a lot of inspiration from Brand New Day, but also maybe not, because the leaks are all over the place for this movie. Apparently everyone's just fucking in it. I don't know. The leaks are all over the place. I've kind of stopped paying attention to them. But like, apparently it's supposed to be in Battle World. Apparently Kingpin's in the film. Apparently other people are, I don't know. It's weird. I've stopped paying attention to leaks because I just don't think they are really... I think a lot of people are just lying. Maybe there's some truth to some of them, but a lot of them I think are just fucking making shit up. But yeah, the Brand New Day title is really interesting, because No Way Home was basically a reinterpretation of not Brand New Day, of One More Day. It was much better than One More Day in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinions, but it was a reinterpretation. So it makes the most sense for them to go with this Brand New Day title. I just really want to see where that goes. Will they just take full-on inspiration from Brand New Day? Like, will it be just the same in name, or will they change, like, will they go for a completely new plot? Who knows? But I am honestly really excited. I do wish we got a little more in the thing. I know there was also a quote from Destin Daniel Credden, who is the director for the film, that basically said it'll be a ride that we haven't really seen before, which honestly sounds hype. Again, it reinforces my point that with the new logo, it feels like they are going for something different. Like, this is going to be a new take on MCU Spider-Man that we haven't really seen yet within the previous films. It's gonna hopefully establish a new status quo for the movies. And I really enjoyed MCU Spider-Man. I enjoyed all 3 films. No, literally, I love Homecoming. I liked Far From Home. And I love No Way Home. I liked all 3 films. Kill me if you have to. But it is definitely a good move to have this start a new status quo, a new kind of era for MCU Spider-Man, and bring him in more into the Spider-Man that we know. A lot more grounded, a lot more street level, but also a lot more personal. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. We don't have too much news. I just wanted to yap about it and just get my thoughts out there, really. Hopefully, we'll get more news on MCU Spider-Man, because I don't think we're seeing Beyond the Spider-Verse for a good while now. I think that was it. I think maybe we'll see it next year. Well, no, we'll definitely see it next year at CinemaCon. But aside from that, probably not seeing much else, because it doesn't release until June 2027, which is going to be a crazy year. We get Zelda, we get Sonic, and Spider-Man all in the same year, and Batman as well, I think. But, like, yeah, man. I do think we'll see more on Spider-Man for Spider-Man Brand New Day in the coming months, because obviously it's going to start filming in September, from what we've heard. And then, well, no, we know it at this point, obviously. But it's going to start filming in September, and then we'll see it. We'll see trailers and stuff, which will be fun. So, yeah. That should be interesting. But regardless, thank you all for listening. I just wanted to yap a bit. I wasn't planning on doing this video, but because honestly, I didn't think we'd get any news. But we did get news. And honestly, it is exciting news and interesting news that I wanted to give my thoughts on. So, thank you all for watching again. I've said it like 3 times at this point. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.